How far would you travel to be part of God's greatest promise? Imagine this. The sun is setting, painting the sky in shades of gold and deep purple. A long, dusty road stretches out before you, seemingly endless. This is the journey of a young woman named Mary, her face etched with a weariness that only miles of travel can bring. But her eyes, they hold a flicker of hope, a profound sense of purpose. She rides a sturdy little donkey, its steps slow but sure. Beside her, a man named Joseph walks, his hand resting gently on the donkey, a silent pillar of support. Every step they take is a step closer to a divine appointment, a destiny foretold centuries ago. They weren't just traveling, they were answering a call. An imperial decree had forced them from their quiet home in Nazareth, sending them on a journey of nearly 100 miles to Joseph's ancestral town, Bethlehem. For Mary, this wasn't just a political inconvenience. She was carrying a secret, a miracle, a promise whispered to her by an angel. She was carrying the Son of God. Each bump in the road, each gust of desert wind must have felt like a test of her faith. Yet, they pressed on, a young couple against the vast, unforgiving landscape. Their path guided not by a map, but by unwavering trust in a plan far greater than their own. Think about the conversations they must have had under the stars at night, huddled by a small fire. The hopes, the fears, the sheer wonder of it all. Joseph, a good and righteous man, had accepted a role that defied all logic. He was to be the earthly father to the Messiah. What a heavy, yet glorious, responsibility. He looked at Mary, her strength, a quiet miracle in itself, and knew he had to protect her, to provide for her, no matter the cost. Their journey wasn't just physical. It was a deep, spiritual pilgrimage, drawing them closer to each other and closer to God with every single step. Finally, after days of travel, they see it on the horizon, Bethlehem, the city of David. But the relief they might have hoped for quickly dissolves. The city is bursting at the seams. The census has drawn people from all corners, and Bethlehem is a chaotic swarm of activity. The streets are a tangled web of families, merchants, and Roman soldiers. The air is thick with the sounds of chatter, bartering, and the bleating of sheep. It's overwhelming, a stark contrast to the quiet solitude of the road. Their long journey seemed to be ending, not with a warm welcome, but with a wall of noise and confusion. Joseph, with a growing sense of urgency, begins his search. He leads the donkey through the crowded alleyways, Mary's weary gaze taking in the chaotic scene. He knocks on the door of the first inn. You can almost feel his hopeful heart sink as the innkeeper shakes his head. No room. The words echo, a door closing on their hopes. He tries another and another. Each time, the answer is the same. The doors are shut. The inns are full. Desperation begins to creep in. The sun has long set, and the chill of the night air settles around them. Mary, so close to her time, waits with a patience that seems almost supernatural. Imagine Joseph's state of mind. He had one job: to find a safe place for Mary, and he was failing. Every no must have felt like a personal blow. He looks at his young wife, her exhaustion clear, and the weight of the world feels like it's on his shoulders. This isn't how it was supposed to be. The King of Kings, the Savior of the world, was about to be born, and there was no place for him. No welcome, no comfort, just the cold indifference of a busy town. It's a powerful reminder that God's plans often unfold in ways we least expect, through struggle and apparent failure. But then, a flicker of compassion. An innkeeper, perhaps seeing the desperation in Joseph's eyes and Mary's gentle state, offers what little he has. It's not a room. It's not even a space inside the inn. It's a stable, a place for animals, a humble, lowly shelter carved into the hillside, filled with the scent of hay and the quiet munching of livestock. In that moment of utter desperation, this simple, crude space was an act of grace. It was their only option. Joseph leads Mary and the donkey into the quiet of the stable, away from the noise and rejection of the city. The scene shifts dramatically. Gone is the chaos of the streets, replaced by a profound and holy stillness. The stable is simple, lit only by the warm, flickering glow of a single lantern. The light dances on the rough stone walls and the wooden beams overhead. Animals shift quietly in their stalls, their soft breath visible in the cool night air. A bed of fresh hay is prepared. This is it. This is the place. Not a palace, not a grand temple, but a humble stable. The most monumental event in human history is about to unfold in the most unexpected, most unassuming place imaginable. In this quiet, sacred space, surrounded by the gentle presence of animals, Mary gives birth to her son. She wraps him in strips of cloth and lays him in a manger, a feeding trough for the animals. The King of the universe, born in poverty. The light of the world, cradled in a feed box. It's a stunning paradox. The power of God revealed in utter humility. The glory of heaven touching down in the dust and straw of a stable. This moment is the hinge upon which all of history turns. It's a testament that God doesn't need our grandeur or our riches. He enters our world in the midst of our mess, in our most humble circumstances. And that's the heart of the story, isn't it? The journey was hard. The welcome was non-existent. The circumstances were far from ideal. But none of that could stop God's promise from being fulfilled. In fact, it was through these very struggles that the beauty and power of the moment were magnified. It shows us that our greatest moments of purpose and encounter with the divine often do unhappen when everything is perfect. They happen when we're tired, when we're rejected, when all we have is a humble stable. They happen when we, like Mary and Joseph, simply trust and obey, one weary step at a time. Their journey didn't end in an inn, but it led them exactly where they were meant to be, at the heart of God's greatest promise. This story isn't just about something that happened 2,000 years ago. It's a story for us today. It reminds us that our own journeys might be long and dusty. We might face closed doors and feel like there's no room for us. But it's in those very moments, in the stables of our own lives, that we can find the most profound hope and purpose. It's where we discover that God's plan is always at work, often in the most unexpected and beautiful ways. Thanks so much for watching and reflecting on this incredible journey with me. If this story moved you, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content that explores these timeless truths. We'd love to have you as part of our community. See you in the next video. Watch out for part 3, The Angels Visit the Shepherds.